Niharika Tulsiani. In the previous videos, we have seen the concepts of simple and compound interest. And today, we are going to deal with a few word problems of compound interest. Okay? So let's start with the first problem. Let's see what does it say. It says, what is the compound interest on rupees 16,000 at 5% per annum for 2 years? Okay? So what are they saying? Your principal value is 16,000. Okay? The rate of interest is 5% and the number of years is 2 years. So they are asking you what is the compound interest. See, there are two ways of solving this problem. The first way is calculating the amount and then subtract that from your principal. So we know the formula for amount at compound interest is P 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. Okay, so your principal value is 16,000. This will be 1 plus 5 upon 100 raised to 2. So this will become 16,000 into 5 ones are 5 20s are. So 20 ones are 20 plus 1. So this will be 21 upon 20 the whole square. Okay? So your final value will be 16,000 into 21 square is 441 upon 20 square is 400. So your zeros will get cancelled. 4 ones are, 4 fours are and zeros are. So this value will be 40 into 441, that is 0. 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16 and this becomes 17,640. They are asking you what is the compound interest. So your compound interest is your amount minus the principal. So that is 17,640 minus 16,000. So the difference becomes 1640. So that becomes your answer. Now another way of solving this problem would be without calculating the amount. How do we do that? Dekho. Compound interest, if I ask you what is the compound interest for the first year. See, my rate of interest is 5%. ठीक है, my principal is 16,000. तो मेरे को first year compound interest किस पे मिलेगा? I will get it on 16,000. So that is 5% of 16,000. देखो, 10% of 16,000 is 1,600. So 5% of 16,000 will be half of 1,600, which is 800. Okay? Now if I ask you what is compound interest for the second year? What is the compound interest for the second year? The second year में 800 तो मिलेगा. I will get 800. Plus I will get 5% of last year's compound interest. So I will get 5% of this 800 rupees. So that is 5% of 800. So this will become 800 plus 5% of 800 will be 40. So it becomes 840. Now if I ask you what is the total compound interest? The total compound interest will be the addition of the two. So that is 800 plus 840, which is 1640. And this becomes your answer. Now, let's look at the next question. What does it say? It says, a certain sum invested under compound interest, interest being compounded annually, earns interest of 1815 and 1996.5 for the third and the fourth years respectively. What is the rate of interest per annum? So they've given you the compound interest for the third year and the fourth year. So dekho, compound interest for the fourth year is 1996.5 and compound interest for the third year is 1815. They are asking you what is the rate of interest per annum. Now understand one thing. Third year ka compound interest is 1815. Fourth year mein I got something extra. Now the question is how much extra did I get? Dekho, fourth year mein bhi I should have got 1815. But I got something extra and the total value was 1996.5. So what was the extra part I got? That was 1996.5 minus 1815. तो कितना हो जाएगा? That will be 0.5 and this will be 1, this will be 8 and this will be 1. ठीक है, so I got 181.5 extra. Now what is this extra money? This is the interest I get on last year's interest. ठीक है, ये interest मेरे को मिलता है last year's interest पे. So this is nothing but your interest on interest. ठीक है, it is the interest on interest. Now the question is, what is the rate of interest? Very simple question. देखो, I am getting 181.5 on what? On last year's interest, on 1815. I want the rate, so into 100. So this will be 1s, this will be 10s. 100 upon 10 will give you 10%. So 10% is your rate of interest. Now let's have a look at the next question. What does it say? What is the compound interest on rupees 60,000 for 9 months at 40% per annum, interest being compounded quarterly? ठीक है, so interest has to be compounded quarterly. So we know the formula for amount at compound interest. The formula is A is equal to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. But here the amount is calculated annually. Here you have to calculate it quarterly. So what happens? Your rate gets divided by 4 and this becomes 4n. देखो number of years 1 ही रहेगा, but in a year you're calculating it 4 times, hence 4n. Now the principal value which is given is 60,000. ठीक है, so the principal value is 60,000. 1 plus the rate given is 40% per annum. So this will become 40 upon 4. So that will become 10 upon 100 raised to 4n. ठीक है, अभी in this case they are not asking you for the entire year. So they are only asking you for 9 months. So 9 months के लिए कैसे हो जाएगा? It will be 9, but I have to write it annually. So I will divide the months by 12 because a year has 12 months. ठीक है, so 4 1s are 4 3s are, 3 1s are 3 3s are. So this will be 60,000 into, this will be 10 1s are 10 plus 1, 11 upon 10 the whole cube. ठीक है, so this will be 60,000 into 11 का cube will be 1331, 10 का cube will be 1000. So if I eliminate this, this will be 0, so 6 1s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 6 3s are 18 plus 1 is 19 and this becomes 7. But this is what? This is your amount. They are asking you what is your compound interest. So your compound interest will be your the amount minus principal. So your amount is 79,860 minus 60,000. So your compound interest will be 19,860. ठीक है, so this value becomes your answer. Now let's look at the next one. What does it say? A sum of money is lent at compound interest triples itself in 9 years. In how many years will it amount to 9 times itself? It triples in 9 years. So see, we know the formula for amount, P 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. Whatever money I put, वो triple हो जाता है. So मेरा जो amount है, that is 3 times the principal. पैसा triple हो गया. So that is equal to P 1 plus R by 100. कितने years में हो रहा है? 9 years में हो रहा है. So this is raised to 9. My PP will get cancelled. ठीक है? Now the question is, in how many years will it become 9 times itself? So I want my amount to be 9 times the principal. So that is equal to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to what? ठीक है? PP will get cancelled. Now understand one thing. 3 जब इधर था तो यहाँ पे the power was 9. Correct? This was 3, the power is 9. I will write 9 in terms of 3. I can write 9 as 3 square. So this will be equal to 1 plus R by 100. देखो जब इधर 3 है यहाँ पे पावर 9 है तो इधर भी 3 है, the power will be 9. But this is 3 square. So this will become the whole square. ठीक है? So your number of years will be 9 into 2. That is 18 years. So in 18 years, it will become 9 times itself. So this is how you can calculate the value of years for any compound interest problem. Now let's look at the next problem. What does it say? It says the difference between compound interest and simple interest on a certain sum at 15% per annum for 2 years is 225. Find the sum. ठीक है? So always remember there is a direct formula for difference between simple and compound interest for 2 years. देखो first year में तो there is no difference we had seen in the concept. The difference starts from the second year. So if they are talking about the difference of 2 years, there is a direct formula. The formula is difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years is given by PR upon 100 the whole square. ठीक है? This is difference का value. Now the difference they have given is 225 rupees. Difference is 225. ठीक है? They are asking you what is the principal and the rate is 15%. So I don't know the principal, the rate is 15% upon 100 the whole square. So this will become 225 is equal to P into 15 square is 225, 100 square is 10,000. ठीक है? So 225 गया, your principal 10,000 will go on the other side, so your principal will be 10,000 rupees. And this is how easily you can solve this problem. Now let's look at the next problem. What does it say? Investment of Akshay in scheme B is 60% more than in scheme A. If scheme A offers simple interest at a rate of 6% and B offers compound interest compounded annually at a rate of 10% per annum, the interest earned from both the schemes together at the end of 2 years was 3420. What is the investment made by Anmol in the two schemes? ठीक है? First money is invested for simple interest, second दिया है compound interest में. Total money 2 साल के बाद उसको मिला interest वाला money was 3420. उसने money invest कितना किया था? That is the question asked. ठीक है? So he is investing in scheme A and scheme B. They are saying that in B the investment is 60% more than in scheme A. कितना इन्वेस्ट किया हमको नहीं पता. लेट्स से स्कीम ए में उसने 100 रुपीज इन्वेस्ट किया, तो बी में कितना किया? 60% ज्यादा किया, सो दैट विल बी 160 रुपीज. ठीक है? नाउ we'll calculate the simple interest here. So this will be P into the rate of interest is 6% for 2 years upon 100. ठीक है? This is your simple interest. Compound interest के लिए क्या हो जाएगा? This is your amount, so that is P. So we'll calculate the amount first, that is P into 1 plus the rate of interest given is 10% upon 100 for 2 years. This is giving me the amount. I need compound interest, so I will subtract my principal. ठीक है? This we'll calculate this total addition first. So this 100 will get cancelled. This value becomes 12 plus this will be what? This will be 160 into this will be 11 upon 10 ka square. So that is 11 upon 10 square minus 160. So this will be 12 plus 160 into 121 upon 100 minus 160. 0 cancel हो गया. ठीक है? Now what we can do is 121 into 16. ठीक है? So this will be 193.6. So this is 12 plus 193.6 minus 160. So this will be 12 plus, this will become 193 minus 160. So this will be 33.6. So 12 plus 33.6 will give you 45.6. So our total interest is 45.6 because we had assumed the principal values. But their interest is 3420. So our 45.6 is their 3420. So our total investment is 100 plus 160. So that is 260 is there how much? So if we cross multiply, this will be 260 into 3420 upon 45.6. So if you calculate this value, it comes out to be 19,500. Okay? So 19,500 is your answer. Now let's look at one final question. What does it say? It says a sum of money is lent at a certain rate of interest at compound interest. If instead the same amount was lent at simple interest, the interest for the first 2 years reduces by 160. For the first 3 years reduces by 488. Find the sum. Okay? Now they have given some money at compound interest. अगर simple interest पे देते तो first 2 years का difference आ जाता 160, first 3 years का difference आ जाता 488. What is the principle? Now let's understand. Suppose let's talk about simple and compound interest. Suppose the simple interest for the first year was X rupees. So the compound interest would also be X rupees because it is the same for the first year. Second year का simple interest would also be X और third year का would also be X. But यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? First 2 years का difference है 160. तो अगर इधर X है, इधर हो जाता X plus 160. First 3 years का difference है 488. So that means if the value here is 3x, the value here should be 3x plus 488. ठीक है? Because 3 years का difference is 488. Now the question is, third year में difference कितना था? So third year में यहाँ पे x तो आता, how much extra would he have got? So that is 488 minus 160. तो इन दोनों का difference would become 328. It would become 328. Now first what we'll do is we'll try to figure out the rate of interest. कैसे करेंगे? देखो. Here the value is x plus 160. So that means इधर से इधर there was an increase of 160. Ideally इधर से इधर भी 160 का increase होना चाहिए था. Meaning देखो x plus 160 this is as it is. उसमें मेरे को 160 और मिलना चाहिए था. I should have got 160 extra. Correct? From this to this 160 extra. But this becomes 320. But the value which we are getting is 328. So I got 8 rupees extra. देखो इधर से इधर 160 का increase हुआ, इधर से इधर भी 160 का increase तो हुआ, but 8 rupees extra मिला. Now what is this 8 rupees? This is the interest on interest. So this is the interest I am getting on 160 rupees. ठीक है? This is the interest I get on 160 rupees. So if I ask you what is the rate of interest, I am getting 8 rupees on 160 rupees into 100. ठीक है? 8 ones are, 8 twos are and zeros are. 100 upon 20 will give you 5%. So your rate becomes 5%. Now the question is, what is the principle? What is the principle? Now we know a formula. We know the difference between simple and compound interest for 2 years is given as PR by 100 the whole square. Now if I talk about the 2 years, this was 2x, this was 2x plus 160. I got 160 extra. So the difference for 2 years is 160. ठीक है? Principle, I don't know. The rate of interest we got is 5%. ठीक है? So this will be 5 upon 100 the whole square. 5 ones are, 5 20s are. So your principal will be 160 into 20 ka square, which is 400. So your final value will be 16 into 4, which is 64,000 rupees. So this becomes your answer. So in this video, we have seen quite a few problems on compound interest. If you have certain doubts or queries, or if you want us to make videos on certain specific topics, please do mention them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, if you found it to be useful, please do subscribe to our channel, give it a like and do share it with your friends also. Thank you so much.